All right, let's get everything in order here. Let's go. Let's get everything in order here. Let's get everything in order. All right. What was that last page? That was something else. The first page is what I'm looking at here. Just get this in order here. 1 year ago, not necessarily today, but 1 year ago, I watched my last movie in the theaters, thinking everything was going to be normal the next week. The world was swept and shocked by a pandemic, causing everything to close down. And now, with the vaccine, masks are starting to come off. Well, you had to wear a mask. Masks are starting to come off. You're seeing people smile and frown for the first time. And I also get to go back to the movies. Unfortunately, it was to watch Fast and the Furious 9. Let me try and explain. So, it starts off, I think like the majority of these movies do. They're living a peaceful life. What is his name? They're living a peaceful life. Vin Diesel and Michelle Rodriguez. They're both living a peaceful life. Their characters are anyway. Somebody comes on their property. Hey, who is this? We don't know who it is. What was it? I think it was Tyrese and Ludacris. Excuse me. It's Tyrese, Ludacris, and the chick from Lord of the Rings. They come and tell him that stuntman Mike. You're gonna have to forgive me. I'm using actors' names of characters from better TV shows and better movies. So stuntman Mike is Kurt Russell. Anyway, apparently his plane crashed with half of you guessed it, devastating internet device that can destroy the world or something other like that, right? But who's the enemy in this movie? John Cena. And apparently John Cena is Vin Diesel's brother. Now, I like the flashback. I have to admit that. I like the flashback, and I like giving light to new actors. I really enjoyed that. That I think is what a movie should do, whether it's bad or good. It should shine light on newer actors instead of doing something just to stroke the ego, make a person feel better, because at this point it is without a doubt that Fast and the Furious is a moneymaker and a great summer blockbuster, without a doubt. No matter how bad they make it, it's still gonna bring in a lot of money during the summertime. But trying to get back to the story here, I just like the fact that they bring in fresh actors to play a young Xena and a young the young Toretto's. That's the character's name. I like the fact that they did that. So they figure out who they're up against, and somehow Vin Diesel knows it's his brother just by enhancing a very blurry picture of a necklace on a small clip that they were given. Okay. Then they start putting the crew back together, of course, like they do in most movies. Oh, God. Who makes it back to this movie? So you've got Vin Diesel, Michelle Rodriguez, Jenna Brewster, Tyrese, Ludacris, Bow Wow, one guy from Tokyo Drift, the other guy from Tokyo Drift, and Han makes a reappearance. I think that was the most talked about thing that I heard as far as buzz was concerned around this movie. Of course, like Letty, car rolls over and explodes, but somehow they were like standing looking through the window, and then they like scurried off and they were alive, so nobody apparently dies. Oh, and they make mention of that in the movie too. We're invincible, we can't die, this, that, and the third. But some characters have died. At least they've been killed off in order to progress their career, I feel like. But I'm not inside these actors or actresses, so I don't know why they would decide to kill themselves off. And that, going back to what I was saying like earlier, that at this point these actors and actresses have a lot of power as far as what their characters do in this film and the direction of the film overall, because of the amount of money that this thing's been able to generate. Um, what else happens in the movie? Of course, they wind up winning over the bad guy and turning him to their side. They're no longer a threat because they're brothers. Family first. Remember that. Family always comes first. Oh boy. Um, they wind up getting the thing back and solving it. Oh, by going into orbit out of all places. So they're in orbit in a Pontiac Fiero. I like the Fieros. I don't think I can fit in one, but I like the Fieros. They're small cars, mid-engine. Is a mid-engine is a small mid-engine car. Uh, I like it for other reasons, but yeah, they wind up going in outer space in the Fiero and crashing through a satellite. Whew, boy, didn't think it would come to this. Now, what makes it so bad, in my opinion? The inconsistencies, I guess, are easier for me to pick up because I'm looking for something bad. But the one thing that really gets me is uh, there's always a end chase scene. So the end chase scene, they're in this uh, super armored up semi truck that is sliding on its rooftop for who knows how many minutes, and somehow, with it being like blown up and all type of stuff, somehow Vin Diesel winds up flipping it back over and continuing to drive it after it's been rolling on its back and gravely damaged to its have severe damage to its drive chain, most likely. I mean, but we're not living in a world of reality. I know this is a fictional I know it's a fictional movie made for entertainment, but I can't knock it for not packing a punch when it comes to entertainment, but if that's the only purpose it's supposed to serve, and yeah, it's got a B on that. I feel like at least it's got a B grade on entertainment as far as I'm concerned. But they've pulled so far away from the cars. You notice the cars in there, and if you're a car person, you'd be like, oh, that's a what is it? Is that a Nova now? They've got a Nova. It's like a 71 Nova. I'm probably wrong. And then they have oh, and Dom's love of Chargers. They get more and more outrageous. He had a mid-engine Charger, full roll cage, and great. I think it was like a billet shifter and all this jazz, and uh, yeah, they really steered away from the car. They had the new Supra in there, and I thought it was odd. Am I the only one that heard the sound of the RX-7 from the third movie as he's drifting the new Supra, when I know a new Supra doesn't sound like that old RX-7? There's no way, right? I know I can't be the only one that heard that. And another thing, who's in charge of selecting the weapons for these gunfights? They're horribly picked out. I mean, they had handguns. They're not gonna be effective against people with AK-47s, even if they are plain Jane AK-47s. No way, no way, right? The only one who had anything close to being effective is Ludacris, and that was still a Glock inside. I don't even know how to call it. It's like something that turns the Glock into a carbine. Basically, gives it a longer barrel and a brace. He had it in there with a red dot or a scope or something like that on there, and it was still a small caliber weapon. But come on, and I think they reused the same 1911s over and over and over again. There are these 1911s with Picatinny rails on the bottom and threaded barrels for suppressors. They use those over and over again. It's just like, oh my god. Maybe I'm the only one that picked that out too. What other inconsistency did I see, or something that really made me peeved off? I guess. What else was there? Dang, I can't remember. I watched it like a day or two ago, and I can't remember what was so bad about it. Oh boy. Except for that chase scene with the truck upside down, flipped it back over. Well, I come to expect some wild stuff from people surviving horrendous car crashes in this, so I wasn't too surprised at their explanation of how Han survived. Um, what else happened in this movie? Oh boy, there's not much I can say about this movie. I mean, it was bad on all other. Excuse me. Oh, that's what I did when I was watching this movie. I yarned. That's what it was. It was a yarn fest. I can't believe I said that. Go check out some of my other reviews of movies and TV shows, and it wouldn't hurt if you subscribe. I could subscribe just like that. Oh God, I need to go. I feel like I need to go wash my brain after watching that dang movie.